Hey everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I am going to show you how to make some protein granola. I've made this will actually be my fourth time making this now. So I've experimented with some different ways and found one that I really like. This is great just to snack on or sprinkle over your yogurt, or you could eat it as a cereal. But anyway, it's delicious, great little snack to get some extra protein in. For this recipe, you are going to need 3 cups of oats. I like to use old-fashioned oats. I prefer those over quick oats, but you can use either one. I'm using these Red Mill. I had just enough left, so my bag is empty now. I'm using the Bob's Red Mill extra thick rolled oats, but you can use any kind, any brand, of course. And then you'll need a half a cup of protein powder. I am using Clean Simple Eats vanilla. I think vanilla is best for this recipe, but you can experiment with different flavors and obviously different brands. But for this recipe, that's what I'm using, a half a cup. Then we are going to need a 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil. I like to get mine at Trader Joe's. It's cheap there. It's only $5 for this little jar, and it doesn't take up much space. I used to get the big jar, but it just takes up so much room. Then a 1/3 cup of almond butter. Get mine at Costco. You can also substitute peanut butter if you don't have almond butter. I feel like the almond butter is just a really great flavor for this recipe. Then you are going to need a 1/4 cup or more of maple syrup, or you can sub honey. So what I'm doing for my sweetener, I'm doing a 1/4 cup of maple syrup and a 1/4 cup of this Lakanto monk fruit golden sweetener. I really like this stuff. That's why I'm using half and half, because this is sugar-free, 0 calorie. This is an refined sugar, so it's good, the maple syrup, but I'm doing half and half. So you can just do a half a cup of maple syrup or honey in place of that, or if you have this particular sweetener, a 1/4 cup and a 1/4 cup. So if you're interested in using monk fruit sweetener, I highly recommend this one. It's really good, really good. I got mine at Walmart, I think. Then you're gonna need a pinch of salt. And then it just depends too, I'm gonna do a couple add-ins to mine. So you can also do some add-ins to yours, or you can just leave it with the ingredients I just showed you. I'm gonna be adding in 1 cup of chopped walnuts. I've been loving walnuts lately, so I'm using walnuts. You could also try pecans or almonds. You can also add seeds. I'm gonna be also adding 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. You could add pumpkin seeds, whatever you want. That's the great thing, you can kind of customize it. Then once we bake this and it cools, you can also add in dried fruit or chocolate chips. I'm gonna be adding in chocolate chips. That's my preferred little extra add-in, but dried fruit would be really good too. So kind of just a nice little snack, kind of like, I feel like trail mix is a great snack. And this is just right up there with it. Just something that is a little different flavor and a little bit of crunch, so good. All right. To get started, we're going to need to melt together our coconut oil, maple syrup, and our almond butter. You can do this in a little saucepan on the stove if you want. I'm just gonna do mine in the microwave. So I've just got my nice little microwave safe glass dish. Won't take long to melt this together at all. Gonna go get this melted together. All right, I have mine all melted together. Took about 40 seconds is all in the microwave. Need to grab my salt. Forgot to grab the salt. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention was vanilla extract. I don't know how I forgot the vanilla extract. So also add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I made this vanilla extract, pretty proud of it. There's a video on it if you're interested. Vanilla is so easy to make yourself and it's so much better. It's the real deal this way, not the imitation stuff. And when you make it yourself, it's not that expensive either compared to if you were to buy the real stuff in the store. So if you're a baker, use a lot of vanilla extract, try making some. It smells so good. So I'm just gonna pour a little in here into my melted mixture, but you know, like about a teaspoon or so. Never hurts to have a little extra. Also, be preheating your oven to 325, and you'll need a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Okay, now we're gonna add our melted ingredients into our oats. And give that a stir. Well, it looks good, smells good already. All right, next I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of protein powder. Get that mixed in really good. All right, now I'm gonna add in my monk fruit sweetener, golden monk fruit. You can also get the white version. So the golden is more your like brown sugar version, and then they have more of a white sugar version, but really good sugar alternative if you're looking for that. All right, then I'm gonna add in my pinch of salt. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 pinches of salt. Just salt to taste, whatever your taste is. Get this mixed up. Really good. Then you gotta taste it. You know, make sure it tastes. It tastes really good. Just like this. So good. All right, now I'm gonna dump in my chia seeds. All right, then the walnuts. It's so good when you add walnuts into this. And it would be good, like I said, with any other nut too, but you've got the sweetness from the maple syrup and from the monk fruit. So then it adds this nice sweetness to your nuts, and the walnuts just taste so good with that little extra sweetness on them. Delicious. Okay, now all we need to do is spread it onto our baking sheet. Just get it nice and spread out evenly. Dump it on first, then spread it out. Then we're gonna bake this for about 25 minutes. I'll let you know exactly how long I baked mine for. Again, at 325. And then as it cools, it will get crispier. And then you'll just store it in an airtight container. All right, my granola is done. I baked it for 25 minutes, and it's been cooling for about an hour. So it's nice and cool to the touch. So I can now add my chocolate chips. I'm just gonna sprinkle in some chocolate chips. I love these. These are the Hue dark chocolate baking chips. 3 simple ingredients. They're really good, but obviously add in whatever you want, if you want to add in chocolate chips, obviously add in any kind. Little mini chocolate chips would be great. Dried fruit. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of these in, and then gonna get it in my container here. I've already tasted it, of course, and it tastes very good. Very good. So you can kind of just pick it up in pieces like this and then break it. I like mine a little chunkier. Whoop. I just kind of like to break mine into pieces like this. Put it in my container here, and then obviously you can add a little more chocolate to it then if you want, or whatever you're adding, or don't add chocolate, obviously, if you don't like chocolate. I love chocolate. Whoops, flinging it around, but see the nice little clusters? Really good. Walnuts, that little bit of sweetness on your walnuts, super good. Again, great little snack. If you like granola, that is. And you can just try different things. You could try different nut butters with this. You know, you can try the almond, you can try peanut butter, see if you like that better. But again, I am really liking the almond butter. And you can experiment with different sweeteners, with honey, with maple syrup, with the monk fruit. Kind of fun to do that. And with coconut oil, I used coconut oil. You could also substitute with avocado oil if you wanted to try something a little different, because that's a neutral oil also. The coconut oil, I think, is great in this recipe. So good. This makes a really good amount. You could also cut the recipe down if you didn't want quite this much. Gonna have to just pour this at some point here to get it all off of my baking sheet. Wow, it's almost gonna be too much for this container. I was doing smaller batches when I was doing experiments, so I haven't done a full batch like this. But now that I know I love it, I figured might as well do the full batch. All right, there we go. Homemade protein granola. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more things like this, and hey, feel free to comment as well.